Hey guys, this is MalvarTC1. I'm going to be doing the Helicoid Hallway number 12. I believe this is the last one in the Silent Ruins event. We shall see after we finish it, but I believe this is the last level. Most of the map looks completed. I've finished everything up to this point, so unless there's something after this little circle inside the temple, I'm pretty sure this is the end. Unless there's some secret hidden path that I don't know about. Yeah, so, I've recently been getting comments about the sound of the game overpowering my voice, so I'm trying to speak a lot louder now. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the sound of the game. I've put it on the sound of the game on the lowest settings, but the recording software is kind of fickle. It doesn't like to be that low. I could turn the sound on mute, but then you would not be able to hear any of the gameplay sounds. But I don't know if that's what you guys want. If you guys don't want any gameplay sounds and just me talking, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it at about where it is and try to be as loud as I possibly can without, like, screaming, you know, because if I scream, then obviously that might get annoying too, or yelling. So I'm just going to talk a little bit louder than I usually do. It's kind of hard for me right at this time because I'm just getting over a cold and having like a stuffy nose and a sore throat. So I don't want to talk too loud and strain my voice, as well as don't want to get sick again and cough. So yeah, that's where I am right now. I've been using a lot of Ricola. Those are some great little cough drop things. Ricola. I like it. I'm drinking a lot of water. You need to do that. I keep doing it, but you know, there's much more that needs to be done. Stop eating so much junk food. Man, I eat so much junk food. How many of you with me there, right? Seems like even when you want to eat healthy, eating healthy is so expensive compared to junk food, and junk food tastes so much better most of the time. I mean, there are good, healthy foods that taste great, but they're usually in a price range that is a little bit ridiculous. Whereas junk food is pretty cheap, fairly cheap, and tastes great and fills you up. Let's see, we just finished this battle right here. $12.75 for fire crystals. Ah, it looks like there is one more. Ah, Temple's End. Okay, how many do I need? I need 10 more. So let's just grab one of these little guys over here and come right back. You can stick around or you can skip past this part. I'm going to try to get one of those little doodads, and as in temple keys. After I do that, then I'll head right into the Temple's End. In the meantime, I could talk a little bit about another game I just started recently, a game called Final Fantasy Legends. Now, that's not Final Fantasy Legend, as in Legend, Final Fantasy 1 and 2. Final Fantasy Legends, which is a Japanese-only mobile game. And I was able to download that and start on that game. Obviously, my Japanese is nil to none. Very, 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 very little. So my commentary on the game is more or less just comedic, focusing on just having fun in the game and watching the animations and playing through the game rather than the storyline itself. And I'm doing videos on that. You can check that out. I think the video right before this one, yeah, from the one that I'm posting, this one is for Final Fantasy Legends. So you can check that out. And as I go through the game, I'll continually commentary of English, mostly comedic commentary, except when things look really awesome and I want to talk about it seriously. Also, I'm playing Japanese mobile-only game, Final Fantasy Grandmasters. Another great game. One of my coworkers, she's Japanese, and her boyfriend's playing through those games, and he's learning Japanese through Final Fantasy Grandmasters. And through Final Fantasy Legends, which is pretty awesome. You could use those games to learn better Japanese, especially if you're trying to. Excuse me a moment while I drink some water. I need to, because my voice is getting a little hoarse again, just from talking so loud. Much better, much better. Yeah, so I'm playing through those games. Final Fantasy Legends has a pretty cool opening. It's got a very Chrono Trigger-esque feel to it, so we'll see as we go through that game how it plays out. It came out about a year ago. Same with Legends. It's been out just about a year in Japan, and you know, a lot of people have already played through it. I'm sure you could even find some Japanese gameplay fairly easily. I don't see too many English commentary or English gameplay. More or less just focusing on certain bosses or stuff like that. But I'm doing a full walkthrough / gameplay through the entire storyline. Though my storyline speaking may not be accurate, it's still pretty fun, and I hope you're able to check those out. And let's head over to the Temple's End now. Boom. Can unlock this. Final dungeon. I love the skill seed event though. It's got just great drop rates for skill seeds. Let's see, I already have most of these. Let's grab this wind wave person here. Here we go, here we go. Temple's End. Not too hard if you have a max level character to get to this point. It's taken me a little bit longer than most people because I do play a lot of games and I'm not just grinding one game. I'm playing quite a bit. You can see my series on Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, series for I have some Pokemon Go videos and Final Fantasy Record Keeper, a few videos on that. I've been playing Record Keeper since day one as well, and that game has gone so far and has so much that I've literally lost track of all the single-player campaign storyline. Like, there's no storyline per se, but all the single-player game modes, I even stopped paying attention to because I'm mostly focusing on events when I play that game. Just because there's so much content. And when you're focusing on a lot of games, it just gets out of hand. You can't really focus on, you know, parts of it that aren't, like, I always think to myself, yeah, I'll go back to it later, I'll finish the storyline or the single-player campaign later, I'll finish it later, but the thing is, you never go back to it because the events are always oncoming, and it's not going to be for a while that, say Final Fantasy Record Keeper goes out of style, and they start closing out the servers for that, well, eventually it's going to get to a point where they're going to stop making updates, and then I can do all the single-player stuff. But what's the point from that point if you know the game's just going to be closed off and discontinued? So it's kind of a hard thing to realize, like, I'm probably never going to get to those single-player missions. And unless you're on top of the game, that's usually how it happens. And I'd rather focus on games that I enjoy my time playing more, such as Mobius or Brave Exvius, or even some other games in my console gameplay, because I have a few consoles, rather than games that I know I'm not going to enjoy this as much just you know, having it go on. And I only have one phone, so I'm not going to have multiple phones open playing multiple games at a time. Woo! Incoming boss. Well, that was a short cutscene. That cutscene was like the shortest cutscene I've ever seen in my life. It was literally like, let me show off my sword. Let me show off this golem that's gonna die really quickly because he's not as strong as he could be. I wonder how often that happens, you get a cutscene that short. I really like like I said, I just recently started playing Legends. I like the opening intro to that game because it's got a really beautiful song and some really cool action cutscenes and shows off the characters really well with an anime style. I've also been playing Justice Monsters 5. Haven't really been getting into that one as much because it is a spin-off of the Final Fantasy 15 game in just the pinball portion. It's kind of meh compared to other Final Fantasy games. So I haven't really focused on that one either, even though I do have a few videos on it. And if you haven't had a chance to check it out, at least check it out. I mean, it's an interesting game, interesting concept, but I really just can't wait for Final Fantasy 15 itself. When that comes around, I'm going to be doing another giveaway, probably revolving around that game or something similar to it. For right now, there is a giveaway video for this month. That giveaway video is for 2 Google Play gift cards. So if you have a chance, check that out. It's for the top 5 Mobius Final Fantasy characters, or characters that should be jobs for Mobius Final Fantasy. So check that out, and if you like it and you comment on it and follow the instructions, you have some chances to win some Google Play gift cards. So yeah, best of luck if you're going to check out that. I'll put a link to it in the description for that giveaway video. Here we go. Finish that temple end. Mm-hmm. 17 times. Woo! It's pretty great. Mogurumi Echo. Mogurumi Echo.
Expertly played. Now, let's get out of here and go somewhere else. So, what you think?
Not as bad as I expected. It was worth the long trip.
I knew the loot would tickle your fancy.
It's not the loot. I feel like I've learned something special by being here. Helemisia's strange. Odd, frustrating, at times maddening. But by pressing forward, despite everything that bothers me about this world, I learn more about why it is the way it is. Don't be afraid to act because you're scared. Be glad you had the chance to overcome.
Well, that's rather optimistic of you. One place down, many to go.
You mean we're not done?
Oh, we're done here. It's just there are more here's elsewhere. Unless the ruins are to your liking, of course. We could stay and build a life together. Just you and me, together in solitude.
Nope.
You're no fun.
What'd you expect? I can think of nothing I'd like less than to live out my days with you.
I'd rethink that. This offer won't last forever.
Region complete. You've completed the Silent Ruins. Fantastic. Looks like I got a few gifts from that as well. Let's see what come my way. Spirit ticket and a summon ticket. Great. Fantastic. Well, this has been the Silent Ruins. Please like and subscribe. This has been MalvarTC1. Goodbye.